What's going on, guys? Matt Schaeffer back here from Sound Effects. Shocker, another Tesla here for you. This one is a 2018 P100. This one came all the way from Huntington Beach, California for us to do a Hi-Fi 2. So this one here is with our unique Hi-Fi 2 package built just for this client here. So the aesthetics will not be duplicated, but it is more of a simplistic fashion where we did decent audio equipment. So a majority of the budget on this one was spent towards the audio equipment, where the aesthetics was put on the back burner. But we still made it fit the unique DNA of the car. We have a JL 10-inch W6 subwoofer here behind this grill that you see here. And the grill was all handmade, obviously fiberglass box. And we have a grill that's made out of acrylic. So the subwoofer sits right behind it. You can kind of see the sub sitting behind the grill here, about 4.5 inches or so. So there's plenty of space for excursion. This grill has 4 magnets here, 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 and here, to where if you put like a hook pick in here, you can pop this grill off, service this up very easily. We did black acrylic, obviously, to match the outside of the car. We did silver to match the interior trim of the Tesla. See, we have our Tesla logo here. And obviously this grill is cut on the laser, each one of these holes cut out individually to make this pattern. So the subwoofer here, again, is more of a basic cosmetic design from what you guys are used to seeing. Now, of course, under that panel there, we have the amplifier rack. So right here, you can see the design of the amplifier rack. Again, very basic, simplistic, functional, doesn't take up a lot of space. We have 3 Mosconi 1 amplifiers that rest below this, as you can see here in the pictures. We have a 2-channel for the door woofers. We have a 4-channel, which will power the front tweeters and the rear woofers. And then we have the monoblock, which obviously powers our JL subwoofer. We have a Mosconi 6 to 8 aerospace DSP, which is going to correct all of the signal from the factory radio and output, obviously, signal that's going to accommodate our higher end speakers here. Looking at the design of the amplifier rack, we have 2 grills which lets air pass from below. Obviously the fans of the amplifier can cool through these vents here. The vents match what you see on the subwoofer grill there. And then in the center, we just did a very simplistic lit Tesla T, which we made. Kind of hard to see here in the daytime, but when that is lit, the amplifiers are on, so it's kind of like your amplifier power light, which we did here. Again, black acrylic with silver trim to match the subwoofer and the rest of the car there. So again, guys, very simple. This is what I would call a kind of like an entry-level amp rack. So if you don't want to, you know, put a lot of money into the aesthetics and you just want to do something clean and simple, this is what we came up for this client to fit his budget. Again, full setup there. Everything covered up there in the trunk. So to kind of show you what the door speakers look like, these grills pop off. And we have our Focal Flats woofer here in the door. Obviously we have the fast ring, the mount is all made out of acrylic behind the door. The entire door is fully sound treated, and we use black hole tile inside the door skin to further remove any kind of backwave reflections from the mid-range of the speaker, and also to further deaden the door. So now moving on to the inside of the car. Obviously we have a setup like you've seen in other Tesla jobs that we've done, where we have our Mosconi mini controller here. So we make an acrylic panel that obviously sits underneath this cover here, so it can be hidden away. It is a spot where it's perfectly at arm's length when your arm is on the armrest. We have 2 separate presets that run through this Mosconi controller. First preset is going to be that of the factory radio. So anything that you're going to play on the factory radio is going to run through preset 1. Okay, so everything will function just like factory. We can still use steering wheel controls, right? We have the volume of this turned all the way up since we're using the factory radio as a source. So everything can function like normal. You don't lose anything, no Bluetooth loss or anything like that. And obviously we have our two-way set of focal flax speakers that we talked about earlier, where the tweeter is up here. And as you can see in this picture, we make a ring that fits around the tweeter that we install in here, so it clicks in like factory, right? Instead of other guys like hot gluing these in or taping them in, or, you know, God forbid, the other types of installations we've seen in the past of how guys put in tweeters, these snap in like it's a factory option. So there's no modification at all done to the pillar, so everything can go back to factory. Same thing with the doors here. The factory speaker can bolt back in like normal if you were to revert back to factory. So again, we have preset 1, which controls the factory radio here. Now, if we want to go to preset 2 for our high-res player that we have here, it's very simple. What we would do is we would hold this down, the light goes out on preset, and then you move to preset 2, and then you're good to go. So now moving to preset 2, we have our high-res player or our phone, which will connect Bluetooth using aptX directly to our Mosconi DSP. So we have a digital handshake that can play higher resolution audio through the DSP through Toslink directly to it. So you're bypassing everything that is the factory radio. The factory radio does not have high-end DACs. It has a fixed EQ curve, which we correct with the Mosconi. With this, we have a perfect full range, flat, pure digital signal going directly to the DSP. So we don't have to worry about counter correcting the factory EQ curve of the factory radio. Everything runs perfectly through the digital connection. So the audio is much better. We can also play a higher bit and resolution audio through the DSP using this method. So this would be your full master volume at this point. You keep the volume all the way up on your player, and now this becomes your full volume for the player. You can still adjust the subwoofer by hitting this once and putting this up and down, and that would be your sub bass control using this controller here. And like always, guys, thanks for your support. Thanks for watching these videos, following these builds. Make sure you hit the subscribe button to follow more future builds. If you're a Tesla customer and you clicked on this because you have a Tesla, check out all the other Tesla videos, audio systems that we've done. That way you can follow and see the realm of what's possible inside these cars. There's a lot of different ways, a lot of different budgets, a lot of different levels of audio that you can outfit these cars in. So that'll give you a good idea of what's available. Obviously, follow us on Instagram. Here's our 3 handles here. If you want to send me a message through email, here is my personal email here, which you can contact me about any builds if you have any questions or anything like that. Here is my direct line phone number if you want to call and chat about a build that you want to do. Again, thanks guys for the support, and now I'll let you hear from my guy James. This is his car, he made the trip. I'll let him tell you about his experience from his side.
Hi, my name is James from California. I am originally from Huntington Beach, and I am a brand new owner of a Tesla 2018. I actually been looking into getting a system upgrade for my car, and I was able to actually find Matt Schaeffer from Sound Effects on YouTube. I was able to speak with him. He provided me with excellent consultation and provided me with excellent service as far as executing the work in my budget. So at that time, I actually had the car delivered in Maryland, and I flew down to Delaware and picked up my vehicle, and then took my car to have Matt work on it, and it's been such a great experience working with Sound Effects. They provided me with a loaner vehicle, and they provided me with you know, a perfect timeline as far as when the car was actually going to be finished. and I had such a great time, you know, just hanging out with the Sound Effects family, that they made me really feel like at home. I can't speak enough about how great the experience was being here in Delaware and actually working with Sound Effects crew. The sound that Matt provided me with is far beyond what I actually expected. The work is really, really great. The custom work is just fantastic. You know, you can't really put a price on creativeness, and Matt Schaeffer is actually really highly recommended for custom audio installations. Just wanted to say thanks, Matt. You've been very great, and the Sound Effects family has taken care of me very well. And now I'm back going home to California, and that is pretty much it. Thanks. Have a good day. Bye.